But I can just say that I had a life before I shot with Shah Rukh and I had a life after I shot with Shah Rukh.
So it's like a watershed moment. There's a pre and post.
I cannot tell you that day that I shot with him. I don't think I've spoken to him 1% also of how much I have spoken about him, and I wrote so much. I have so many notes on my phone on that day because I was going through so many mixed emotions. I have gone through all emotions. Happiness, exhaustion, crying, nostalgic, reminiscing.
Listen, I can feel every bit of what you're saying.
I'm sure you can. I was 10 years of age when Shah Rukh Khan, the phenomena sort of, came about, and I remember being blown away by, I think later by his, I think the first time I fell in love with him was Dar. I was in class 5th.
Wow, you fell in love with him in Dar.
Yeah. When I really truly fell in love with him was when I read his interviews.
Coming to Lakadbaggha, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Lakadbaggha.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Milind Soman is also a part of the film and he's known to be a fitness enthusiast. I was just speaking to Anshuman and, he said that, he has this habit, if anybody asks him for a photo, he says, "Pehle push up karo, uske baad photo milega." Yeah. Did you make all of you do all these things on set?
So me, the energy, the freak that I am, he was telling other people to do it, to do push-ups. We were in Delhi. And I got so excited. There was this girl, she's like, "I want a picture with you, but I can't do push-ups." I was like, "Come, I'll show you how to do push-ups."
How many people can you take down through that?
I can take down anybody. I'm not scared of anyone with or without Krav Maga.
That's great. I mean, wow.
No, I don't know. God forbid. I don't want to be put in any spot ever. But when you're from Delhi, I'm from Delhi. So, you just know how to get out of tricky situations.
Yes.
You know how to handle yourself. You know how to handle people. You also become a lot more, intuitive. You can sense where something is not right. Yeah. So you don't have to wait for the moment to come when you have to hit someone. You can get out of that situation, because most people, in a situation like this actually just, they just beep the word. So.
Well, it's digital. We need not. Hello everyone, welcome to News 18 Showsha, and today I have with me Ridhi Dogra. Hi Ridhi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good, very good. How are you?
I'm all good. You look lovely.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All set for your big Bollywood debut?
I don't really put labels on things like that. I feel like I'm constantly in touch with the audience for so many years. So it's not really like they'll be seeing me for the first time.
That's for sure, yeah.
So for me, it's more about doing a different medium, being part of a different medium. It's not like now that I'm doing films, now I'll never do anything else.
Of course, yeah.
So, I don't look at it like that. In my head, it's not a debut. I feel like I'm just going to be seen in a different, in a different place. I'm going to be seen on a different screen, and a different sort of set of audience is going to see me.
Yeah. I mean, of course, it's been, I think, 15 years almost, more than that for you?
2009, 2010 is when I seriously said, okay, now I'm an actor, I'm not going to do anything else. So, yeah.
So you already have this core set of audience, who have watched you over the years, and I'm sure they have a lot of expectations from you. You have a lot of expectations from yourself. Do you feel the pressure now that you're venturing into a different medium?
Not at all. I don't feel any pressure less than any other day of my life, because I'm very hard on myself. So for me, even when I was doing television, I was always focused on, I want to do the kind of work that I'm proud of 10 years from now or 20 years from now. Even when so the medium really doesn't matter. So it's not like now I have pressure. I think it's a state of mind.
Yeah.
And I felt more pressure doing a wrong thing. Like if I'm part of something that I don't want to be a part of. So that's the pressure that I feel. But I don't feel pressure when I'm doing the things that I choose to do. Then I'm happiest and I'm at my lightest best.
You're quite a zen person, are you? Because that's what I infer from your answers.
I'm not a Zen person, but I think I actually am not a Zen person. I think as an artist, anybody who's an artist,
Yeah.
you know, in whatever capacity it may be, even a housewife for me is a
Yeah.
creative person. Anybody who's a creative person, they tend to have a lot of complexities and sensitivities any which way. So I think I'm not Zen. I just try to simplify things because
Yeah.
otherwise they can really be complicated in my head.
That's right.
Yeah, if that makes any sense.
No, of course, I get it. Coming to Lakadbaggha, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Lakadbaggha.
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 Lakadbaggha. Okay. So, you're playing a CBI officer and we are going to see you do some Krav Maga in it,
Yes.
which is really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Take me a little bit through that process, your training, how did it happen?
It was great. I was ready for it. So I met Anshuman. I didn't know him at all, and Victor, who I know through musician friends of mine, who's the director. So they said that we want to meet you for a film, and I said okay, I'll come in. They narrated the whole story to me. I was sold when they said that it's about animals,
Yeah.
and then when they said that it's got Krav Maga in it, because at that time I was looking for Krav Maga classes around my home. I was looking to train in Krav Maga just personally.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Such a
So when he
coincidence.
told me that in the meeting, I was like, what? I've just spoken to this trainer just like yesterday. And there was a COVID time.
Yeah.
So the person that I spoke to said that he was doing group classes and I wanted personal training. So it was perfect. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm doing it. And then I think, the action really excited me because it is something that excites me. I have been a dancer for most of my growing up years and adult life. So I understand the rhythm and the magic and the choreography of action, and I like it. And I like the agility of it. I anyway have too much energy, So when you play a lot of restrained characters, like I played in Asur, I played this forensic officer who's
Yeah.
very restrained. You should have seen me on set. I was always in between, cut and action, like
Yeah.
the time when I'm not shooting. I was always jumping, and the whole unit, including my director, were like, what is up with this girl? And I was like, there's too much. I have to restrict my energy. So, it was more a personal... I think my journey also as an actor is more personal. I'm on my own journey, I'm on my own trip of the things I want to do and push myself and push my boundaries. So it was excellent for me that I got this opportunity to do Krav Maga, learn it for a film.
Yeah. Milind Soman is also a part of the film and he's known to be a fitness enthusiast. I was just speaking to Anshuman and, he said that, he has this habit, if anybody asks him for a photo, he says, "Pehle push up karo, uske baad photo milega."
Yeah.
Did you make all of you do all these things on set?
So me, the energy, the freak that I am, he was telling other people to do it,
Yeah.
to do push-ups. We were in Delhi. And I got so excited. There was this girl, she's like, I want a picture with you, but I can't do push-ups. I was like, come, I'll show you how to do push-ups. So that happened, but I kept joking with him that you're promoting with me, so I don't need to do push-ups. You
Yeah.
have to get a picture clicked with me. So no, I didn't do it. He didn't ask me to do it,
Yeah.
but he made everybody do push-ups. It was hilarious. Wherever we were going in Delhi, whoever we were meeting, I was seeing anyone standing next to Milind Soman, that person is on the floor doing
God.
push-ups. Yeah, you would have also been doing push-ups.
Oh my God.
So group picture is okay, but if you want a solo picture with him, then you have to do push-ups. That's hilarious.
So it's an interesting exchange.
Very
now.
interesting,
I'll give
very
you a picture.
interesting.
First do
Yeah,
push-ups.
yeah, very interesting. And for girls, it's 10 push-ups. For boys, it's 20.
Oh God.
Too funny.
Yeah. So, like we were talking about this action thing that, of course, of late we have been seeing a lot of female actors, doing action on screen. But Krav Maga is something I don't remember. I think the last female actor I've seen her, doing these things on the screen. Can you think
No,
of?
Rani Mukherjee did it in Mardani. That's
Mardani.
how I found out about it, and I was
Okay.
like, I want to train in it. So, no, I think women have been kicking ass.
Of course they have.
So, even if you may not have heard of Krav Maga,
Yeah.
but there could be elements of that, right?
Yeah.
In the various action work that female actors have done. on screen. So because it is a very popular, it may not be popular to the general audience, but I feel like as a woman, if I have to, I mean, I keep telling girls, and I keep posting also on Instagram about self-defense techniques, but I would tell all girls out there to train, to at least take some classes in Krav Maga or self-defense. Krav Maga is a great actually, you don't need the technicalities of the other martial arts form. Krav Maga is more flowing, so I feel like every girl should learn a bit of that for her own confidence and safety.
How many people can you take down through that?
I can take down anybody. I'm not scared of anyone with or without Krav Maga.
That's great. I mean, wow.
No, I don't know. God forbid. I don't want to be put in any spot ever. But when you're from Delhi, I'm from Delhi. So, you just know how to get out of tricky situations.
Yes.
You know how to handle yourself. You know how to handle people. You also become a lot more, intuitive. You can sense where something is not right. Yeah. So you don't have to wait for the moment to come when you have to hit someone. You can get out of that situation, because most people, in a situation like this actually just, they just beep the word. So
well, it's digital. We need not.
So, so you can't really take them on, but you have to find a way, as a woman, as a girl, you have to find a way to get out of that situation and not be in it. So I hope I never have to beat up anyone, but I can. I mean, action comes very easy to me.
People be scared of her.
I think they are. It's okay. They don't need to be more scared.
Okay, so, a CBI officer who can take on people here in this film, in one of your web series, you played a homosexual person.
Yes.
Apart from the challenges that these characters bring to you as an artist, is the idea also to break stereotypes, set precedents with your choices? That's
like a given. You pick up any work I have done, right from television to everything I've done. I think that's just how I am as a person. Since I was a kid, and I'm from Delhi, so there's always been this opportunity to speak up for yourself, because you are always repressed in certain places. Not at home. I mean, I come from a very progressive family, and very progressive set of relatives. Even my far off relatives, I'm blessed to have really progressive people that I've grown up amongst. But when I step into the world and I see how people look at you, how they talk to you, how they talk down at you, I've always taken those people on head on, and I've always had a problem with anybody sort of repressing or suppressing a woman or a child or anybody who's in a position where they can't match you. So you take advantage of that. I have a problem with that. So I have मेरा झुकाव हमेशा से उन्हीं characters की तरफ रहा है. Like even in television, all the characters that I was interested in were the ones which were talking for something substantial, standing up for something substantial, and it continued in OTT and in subsequently whatever work I've done. I've tried to play characters which have a role to play in society. Let's put it that way. It doesn't matter if she's a housewife, it doesn't matter if she's an officer, it doesn't matter if she's a doctor, but she has an individual role to play in society. So yes, it's the least I can do as a woman, as a person who feels so deeply about a lot of issues related to women. It's the least I can do.
Yeah. No, more power to you. What you said was absolutely lovely. And but tell me something. Were you getting film offers before this?
I have not got too many film offers. I'll be honest. But I have tested for a lot of interesting characters in a lot of films that I have seen on screen. So while I was doing television, I have been, I've tested for many films, and that always gave me. So I'll tell you something about me. I never really wanted to do films.
Really?
Yeah, I
okay.
I didn't. I mean, not that I'm putting anything down, but when I was doing television, I made very conscious decisions. I was not like going with the flow or saying, okay, this is how it is, let's make the money. I was consciously working with teams and people and writers and actors who were invested in what they were saying, who who wanted to tell a story for what it was and who believed in it, and there was a logic to things. So it was always amazing to work with those people. I jammed so much creatively, so I was very happy, and to be honest, I've seen films and I've seen the world of films from a distance. I've known so many people over the years who work in films and who are in the thick of things, and I know what it takes. It's not like I'm lazy and I don't have what it takes. But very early on, I remember when I was still doing television and I had tested for a film and I didn't get it, and I was told very kindly by the production house the reason. They said that we wanted a model, we wanted a super model. Achha. So I understood at that time something very clearly, that either you've got to be a star kid, someone's nephew, niece. This is way back in, like, I spoke to myself. I said, I'm not a star kid. I don't belong to the film world. I don't mean star kid, but I don't belong to that world where I'm standing with somebody from the industry and like, I know, acha, ye film ban rahi hai, ye ho raha hai. I don't know that. I'm not a supermodel. I'm not ready to sit and laugh at your jokes in parties. And I can't objectify myself. So now what do? So now do the work. Be happy where you are. So that's what I did, and I consciously then said, okay, fine. And this was very early in my career. I think I was doing a show called Hindi Hai Hum. Okay, on a channel, Real was the channel, and Hindi Hai Hum, and it was. So I decided then that, okay, I'm going to just do strong female characters on television, because there are so many of that on television. Right. There's definitely the Saas Bahu and the love stories, which are, but I want to do parts where I carry, the project on my shoulder. And that's what I did. And trust me, it was most satisfying, most gratifying, most liberating. Not just because I got to play those parts on camera, but I got to, as part of promotion, television would take us to the smallest nooks and crannies in the world, in the country. I would go to villages. I would go to so many cities. Right. I've gone to homes. I've met people. I've gone to shops where there are hoardings of my sari and people. So the whole influencing bit, I've experienced it while I was doing television, which people talk about now, and they call me and they say, man, you're an influencer. And I'm like, actors have always been influencers. We've always had an impact on the audience. So I made a very conscious decision back then that you get so much love. I'm getting so much love. I have no dearth of love. I had no dearth of love in television. People would come and they would pat me and they would say, I know you. They would say such nice things, mothers and daughters. Young women are coming up to me and telling me, you said this line, it resonated with me, and I'm going to do that. How lovely. I have experienced it throughout my career. So then tell me, why should I do films? Why should I didn't have a need to do films. I was happy having some impact where I was, and I took it as my responsibility to do something with it. To just say thank you to people when they praise you is okay, but if I'm going to say thank you and then I stand for something. I'm trying to say women should not be second grade. Women should not be put aside. I'm saying every woman should stand up for herself. Then I'm only going to get into the whole business of wearing skimpy clothes and having 50 men ogle at me. It's fine for anybody who does it. Everyone's got their reasons. You've got a beautiful body. You want to do it. You love dancing. You love adakari. It's all lovely.
But it's a personal choice.
It's a personal choice. That's not my choice, because that's not who I stand for as a person. I stand for liberation in women and girls. So if I have to be in skimpy clothes, then I have to have a story that backs it. Why is she the way she is? So I think I've been so blessed with the love from audience that I was just very consumed in giving it back to them, in giving back the kind of work I could do responsibly and making them proud of me. Yeah. And that sort of has got me to this place, I'll be honest.
Of course, no. Well, I know you cannot talk about these two films that I'm going to talk about right now. You know what I'm talking about. There's Tiger 3 and Jawan. And it's so beautiful that, all of these things are now coming together, in the same year. Can you tell us something about that?
No, yeah, I can't.
Okay, but I know you're finished Tiger 3. Jawan, what's the update?
I don't know. Ask Atlee. I don't know. So see, I honestly can't say anything about the film. I can't, but I can just say that I had a life before I shot with Shah Rukh and I had a life after I shot with Shah Rukh.
So it's like a watershed moment. There's a pre and post.
I cannot tell you that day that I shot with him. I don't think I've spoken to him 1% also of how much I have spoken about him, and I wrote so much. I have so many notes on my phone on that day because I was going through so many mixed emotions.
Yeah,
and,
I feel you.
Yeah, and I was waiting in a makeup room for very long.
Yeah.
For half the day I was waiting. So there was this anticipation which was killing me, and I have gone through all emotions.
Yeah.
Happiness, exhaustion, crying, nostalgic, reminiscing.
Listen, I can feel every bit of what you're saying.
I'm sure you can. I mean, I was 10 years of age when Shah Rukh Khan, the phenomena sort of, came about, and I remember being blown away by, I think later by his, I think the first time I fell in love with him was Dar. I was in class 5th.
Wow, you fell in love with him in Dar.
Yeah. When I really truly fell in love with him was when I read his interviews. I think
of course.
I used to read all his interviews, and he sort of helped me. I can say this, that today I'm a lot of the person that I am thanks to the interviews that I read of his,
Yeah.
I mean, to think of it, he was the only person in our generation who spoke about manifestation, self-love. Every time he said, I'm the best, he was talking about self-love. Every time he was saying, I want the world, or when he spoke about mujhe mannat chahiye tha, standing a manifestation, so visualization. There's so many things he's taught our generation, which now today have become, hashtags on Instagram, and now they've become cool. They become cool words to use, and authenticity and honesty. He's always been so honest, Everyone used to say, oh, he says I'm the best. He's so pompous and he's like so about himself. But he taught us to love ourselves, As someone who looked at him, I was like, yes, I must love myself, So I think that impact that he had on me, I don't know. So it was a bag of mixed emotions. And I'm just very happy. I met him and I was like, I won't call you Shah Rukh, sir. Don't make me do that. You're Shah Rukh for me. And he was very kind to let me allow that. He allowed me to call him Shah Rukh.
Okay. Well, I'll take another chance and ask you, will we see you doing action in these films?
I can't say anything.
I took my chance, guys. Well, on that note, Ridhi, thank you so much for such a lovely conversation, and all the best for Lakadbaggha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Ridhi Dogra and you're watching me on News 18 Showsha. Keep watching.